In this third quarter, we welcome in James Varney, who is a member of the Stonehill hockey team and a resident of Smithfield, Maine. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Smithfield, Maine is where?
Yes, sir. That's central Maine, just north of Waterville.
I'm always intrigued as we'll run this play first down and 10. Laviano with time, still has time, and then he'll get run out across the way by Xavier Young at about the 47-yard line. So how does someone come from Smithfield, Maine to northeastern Massachusetts?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm a hockey player, and since my time in high school in Maine, I've bounced around through junior hockey all throughout Boston area, and from there I got scouted to play here at Stonehill. And when I saw the campus, it was an instant match. So it's been great to be here.
Second down 9 now from the 47-yard line. And the quarterback will keep it himself, and sliding down at midfield is Laviano at midfield. They're going to mark him at the 49. Be about a 3rd and 7. This campus sells itself, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it surely does, especially with all the new construction going in, all the things we're doing moving forward. It's a pretty incredible place, and anyone who's been here can feel that for themselves.
Your major is international business. How did you come across that as so many different choices that you have?
Well, yes, sir. I actually began as a pre-medical biology major, but after a few semesters, we kind of leaned towards something different.
That's enough. Yep. I'm going to call that an incomplete pass, almost picked off in the secondary by Miles Strickland, so it'll be 4th down, and the Skyhawks will get the ball back. Yeah, that pre-med stuff's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. You know what? I like working with people much better anyway. So.
And let's talk about that, because this is your first year as the president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee.
Yes, sir.
How did you get involved there?
You know what? It was actually through a teammate of mine had been involved with SAC, is Student Athletic Advisory Committee, and I learned about some of the things they were doing, and I wanted to get involved. So once I did, I could see it firsthand, and it was really something I wanted to be a part of. So from there, it kind of just progressed into what it is today.
Tolgizi and a fair catch by Ryan Schutz, and Stonehill will get the ball at the 22-yard line with a 1st and 10. In that first half, James Lamb 8 of 14 through the air for 64 yards. Brian Kearns Jr. with really one big run at the end of the half, wound up with just 21 yards for the first half. Sam Lehman, Justin Felder off the bench contributing as well. Lehman with 11 yards, Felder with 10. And Lamb did not run the ball well, a -22. So his team scoreless in the first half, trailing 6-0. 3 minutes into the second quarter with a first down from the 22-yard line. Now Lamb on first down, fires over the middle. That's caught out over the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Zach Punjatori with his 3rd catch of the night. And the Skyhawks will run a little bit of hurry up here at the 34. It's a small campus. It's a small athletic program per se. Do you get to know a lot of the players from different teams?
Oh, absolutely. And I was actually just saying this to my parents earlier. It's such an inclusive community that you really get involved with each and every athlete here. And once you stick your nose out there, it really becomes open to everyone. So it's a pretty cool place.
Lamb throws it away. Again, he had a lot of time, and again, that secondary for the Pioneers, tremendous. So let's talk about the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. I know you're very involved in Team Impact.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Team Impact is a bit separate from the SAC committee, but Team Impact is a national nonprofit that actually connects children with terminal illnesses to college teams to support their well-being and to support their aspect as a team. So for example, within the last year, Stonehill has signed 4 Team Impact children onto our campus, and what that entails actually is children will get to be a part of the team, honorary member. They'll get to attend games, practices, team dinners, everything that's going to make them feel like one of everyone else, and kind of all-inclusive, and give them a sense of self and a sense of team, and kind of support them in their incredibly tough journey moving forward.
3rd and 13 now after Kearns was taken down. Now here's Lamb on the 3rd down. Airs it out down the sideline as a man out there, incomplete, intended for DJ Haskins at about the 30-yard line. And again, Nazir Streeter, the sophomore, right with him step for step. And that'll be a punting situation now for the Skyhawks. Earlier today, Jim, we saw Danny Stevenson, who is the most recent signee for the football team. What a thrill for a little 11-year-old kid to be out there with all the big guys.
Oh, man. And if you could have seen it last night when we signed him, we had an inclusive room here in the sports complex, and we had 100 football players in there going nuts when he walked in, and we had the signing day, and the media was there, and he got to do all the green screen things. It was incredible, and the smile on his face really resonated with everyone, I think.
4th down at the 31-yard line. High snap. This is trouble. And the ball is still loose and will be covered at about the 3-yard line by the Pioneers. And they'll have a 1st and goal on a mistake on special teams by the Skyhawks. That snap was very high. And the punter for the Skyhawks, Kyle Cantalupa, just couldn't go upstairs and get it. Cantalupa's only 5'8". That thing soared over his head, and then as the pressure came, he was unable to get the kick away, and now here are the Pioneers with a chance to add to their 6-0 lead. 1st and goal from the Stonehill 3-yard line. Pioneers scored in the final 20 seconds of the second quarter to take the lead, and now threatening to go up 2 scores here. They'll operate from the Stonehill 3. And Laviano for Malik Pierre, and he'll pick his way through. Nope, didn't get there.
Nice.
Got stopped at about the 2. Looked like he had some room through the middle, but then was denied. Looked like Billy Wingo was there first for the Skyhawks. Student Athletic Advisory Committee, Jim Varney, you are a member of that. We'll talk about that after this next play, but I want to know what you necessarily have to do and what is the biggest part of what that job entails, because it's another thing that folks have to do on this campus. As Pierre is denied at the 4-yard line, it'll be 3rd and goal.
Absolutely, and touching on that, what we do as a SAC committee is we hear the voices of the student athletes, and we hear their concerns of the things they might not necessarily want to voice out to their coaches or something else, and we have the power to do something about that. We have the power to install something that might not to their benefit, or change a practice time, or change a class schedule if they need something. That we're here to support the student athletes, and we're here to facilitate anything that they might need in that venture.
3rd and goal from the 5. Laviano takes the direct snap. Here comes the pressure. Fires, and he's got a touchdown. No, or does he? Yes, he does. Or let's wait and see. We have an official saying no, and I believe we might going to get a flag on the play. Boy, the Skyhawks came right through. The pass interference instead will be called on Amir Crenshaw. Second penalty that has been assessed to him tonight. Crenshaw pushed off as he went into the end zone. Skyhawks really had the pressure on Laviano. So when you're a member of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee, are you selected by your peers to become a member of that? How does that work?
It's actually, it's a self-nomination process. So each team will nominate 1 to 2 members. And depending on how big their team is, that will be a little bit different. But it's just a voice for all of their teammates and anything that we can do for the student athletes themselves.
Laviano all the way back down to about the 2-yard line. And coming up quickly defensively for the Skyhawks to save the 6. Looked like that was Sam Athey who made the play. So now 4th down, 4th and 2. 6-0 LIU post. They will pass up the chance for a field goal and try and get the 6. Laviano from the 2-yard line will try to run it in, and did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Pioneers, to take a 12-0 lead as the big 6'2", 220-pound redshirt senior went off the left side following the blocks of Anthony Caruso, Darius Smith, Chris Coles on that side of the ball, and just able to get it past the goal line for the second score of the night. And the extra point coming from Joey Tolgizi. Missed his first extra point effort earlier. Good snap. Kick is on the way, and this one is good. 13-0 Pioneers. So when you are advising other student athletes, are you just primarily with hockey, or is it across the board?
So I am our hockey team's representative for SAC committee. However, I'm also the president, so my job is to facilitate conversation. I want to engage the group and to make sure that everyone is voicing their opinions and is kind of acting as taking an active role in their team and what their team needs and hearing their team's concerns. So that's my job. I'm here to facilitate movement and facilitate activity within each team, and hopefully do something about that if we can.
And how often do you folks have to get together?
We get together either, depending on the athletic schedule, we get together once or twice a month. And, as you can understand, it's pretty difficult to get every different athlete culture in together and in the same room at the same time. So, it's a process, but once or twice a month we're there and we're hearing concerns and we're trying to make progress.
Is there one issue that's more prevalent than another from the student athlete's perspective?
Not necessarily. Sometimes we'll have common concerns. Cafeteria hours, for example, might be a little different for athletes. But each person each team has a different problem, different thing they'd like to accomplish. So it's really case by case.
De'Aaron Lawrence and Ryan Schutz are back deep for the Skyhawks, who now trail by 2 scores at 13-0. 8:32 to go here in this third quarter. Toljizi in the direction of Schutz at the 5. Fakes the handoff, and here he comes. Stays on his feet and got upended at about the 27-yard line.
Ryan Schutz on the return.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 now for Stonehill from their own 27. You're also, for the first time this year, a member of the Stonehill ROTC.
I am.
Where are you fitting all this time in?
Here and there. It's been a process, and it will continue to be a process. But as of now, we're fitting everything in. So let's stay with that.
And where did the appeal come for the ROTC?
You know what? I've wanted to serve my country ever since I was a kid, and it's been a little bit difficult fitting everything in with hockey since I've been here at Stonehill, but the opportunity arose this year, and it's something that I couldn't pass up. So it's something that I feel that is very important to me. So I'm going forward with that and hoping for the best.
We talked to a lot of the student athletes during the season, whether we're doing football or basketball, about people come to a game, they watch you play 3 periods of hockey, and they go home. They have no idea what's involved in getting ready for a game year-round. Now this is not something you do a couple of months a year.
It's not, and we're going through that right now with the hockey team, for example. We're going through conditioning testing, and something that we've dealt with all summer, and something that the boys need to be ready for, and it's a rigorous process, and as you say, it's a year-round thing, and between the weight room and on the ice and academics, it's a lot, and you know what, I'm proud of our guys for taking on that student load.
What are the NCAA guidelines as far as when you can start practicing for this upcoming season as a team?
Well, it's next week, I believe. It could have been this past week that we're allowed to get on the ice with captains' practices.
Okay.
But the following week after next week is when we can get on the ice with coach, and that's when the official tryout will begin, if you will. So we have a couple walk-ons that are looking to join the team this year, and that's when we'll really get the ball rolling with official practices and things of that nature.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line now for the Skyhawks. James Lamb with time, fires near side, incomplete. Pass was intended for Justin Lamb, who was there one-on-one with Nazir Streeter. 2nd and 10.
From the Skyhawk 33.
With the commitment to ROTC, to the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, to playing hockey, you can't take one of those semesters and go abroad, can you?
You cannot. You can certainly not. And that's a bit difficult for hockey players anyway, because we operate in both fall and spring semester.
Yep.
So it would need to be in the summertime, but ROTC will be taking that time as far as basic camp goes anyway. But you know what? That's a different avenue to pursue at a different time.
Yep.
So I'm happy with where I'm at now.
Well, international business is a major. I would suspect it'd be someplace you wouldn't mind heading.
I'm going to try my best. So, the old French skills will come in handy one day, but that day is not today. So we will see you later on down the line.
So the penalty will be walked off against the Skyhawks, bring it back 5 yards to the 28-yard line, and now a 2nd and 15 for Stonehill. The swing pass to Brian Kearns was complete, but the penalty negates the play. Skyhawks struggling offensively, still scoreless, down 13 here in this third quarter. Now here's Lamb with some room to run, and he'll take a seat at about the 35-yard line. That'll set up about a 3rd and 8 yards to go. What are the obligations for ROTC?
So that obligation will be 3 days a week. Will be our PT schedule. That begins at 5:30. Actually, 5:30 a.m. here on the football field. So in addition to that, we have class on Thursday mornings, or excuse me, Thursday afternoons, and once every few months we will have a field lab that will be conducted here on the Stonehill campus. Actually,
Nazir Streeter with the great pressure and nothing there for Brian Kearns Jr. So after the big week Brian Kearns Jr. enjoyed a week ago in that triple overtime win up north, not a whole lot to show for today after the Skyhawks with that triple overtime win at St. Anselm. 4th down at the 32-yard line, now 4th and about 11, and another punting situation for the Skyhawks. Kyle Cantalupo to kick it away. Last time a bad snap turned into 7 points. This time the line drive kick will be taken by Richardson on the go. Here he comes to midfield. Richardson across the way to the Stonehill 40-yard line. Great field position for the Pioneers at the Stonehill 39-yard line. They'll take over with a 1st and 10. Tell me what the prospects are for the hockey team this season.
Oh, we're looking really good this year. We have a strong class of rising juniors and a few surprises coming in for the freshmen too. So everyone's working hard and we're looking forward to it.
Scored your first goal last year?
I did. Finally made it happen. So it's been a long time coming, but you know what? I'm happy with where I'm at. So hopefully more this year.
First down for the Pioneers from the Stonehill 39. Laviano all day, airs it out down the middle, and it is incomplete. Oh, he had Amir Crenshaw wide open. Would have been 6, but just a little bit overthrown. And again, a lot of time that time for Laviano. So there is no rink here, so you guys do a lot of running around for practices and for games.
Alas, no, there's no rink here. Not yet. I hear there's a blueprint in the making, but as for now, we're at Foxborough Sports Center, which is about 15 minutes up the road. So it's not too much of a hassle, but you know what? Maybe in a few years we'll get that rink on campus.
Now, what teams are, as we have a injury time out here, it looks like Michael Richardson being tended to right in front of the Stonehill bench. NE10 in all different sports has different teams in it.
Yes,
the
sir.
NE10 is not as big in hockey.
That's correct.
As it is in other sports.
Yes, sir.
Teams are there.
You know what? It's basically, as far as Division II goes, it's just the NE10. So we have our, I believe it's 8 teams now with the addition of Post. And you know, it's a battle. It's a battle every game as far as in conference goes. So you know, we'll play out of conference as well, but those rivalry games within conference are usually our money makers, big games for us.
So you are a junior this season. You are, I guess, part of the program would be just to try to encourage some of these freshmen to come here.
Yes, sir.
What's the pitch?
You know, our culture is something that's different than anyone else. Stonehill, as anyone who's been a part of it knows, it's so inclusive, and the hockey team only adds to that. We're a great team. We're so tight. I do everything with the guys, but at the same time, there's so much opportunity to branch out and to extend your network, as you know, as I've experienced over the past few years. So it's you know what, it's really the whole cake with Stonehill, and that's what sold me.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Jake Buffshever. Thought he had it, but he's overruled by the officials, so it'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Pioneers from the 39-yard line. Is there a particular area where a lot of the players on the hockey team come from? You're a Maine kid.
Ooh, actually, you know what? It's pretty diverse. We have a number of guys from the Massachusetts area. We have 2 from the Maine area. I would say Central New England is probably where most of our guys come from. A lot from the prep school scene. But yeah, you know what? We're a diverse group, and that adds to our culture too.
Laviano dumped it off to Malik Pierre, but there were flags behind the play, and it looks like this play is coming back. Now, if the Skyhawks elect to decline the penalty, it would be a 4th down. So we'll see what decisions are made down below. Well, now they're going to pick up the flag. Interesting. I don't ever remember seeing a hockey game where a penalty was called and they said, no, that wasn't a hold, that wasn't roughing, that wasn't.
As much as we would like it, it doesn't happen often. It's usually a line drawn in the sand. So, you know what, maybe we can do some arguing and change that this year, but not likely.
Yeah, highly unlikely, I would think. So a 4th down and 4 for the Pioneers. Let's see what they do here if they elect to go for it here on 4th down.
For LIU Post at the 33-yard line.
They did not have any 4th down situations where they went for it last week against AIC. They might try to draw the Skyhawks offside here from the 33. They need 4 for the 1st down. Kind of in no man's land. You don't want to punt too far for a field goal, still they'll go for it. Here's Laviano. Airs it out down the sideline, and it is caught for the touchdown. Michael Hartgrove, the 180-pound redshirt senior. Down the sideline on the 4th and 4. It is 19-0 with the conversion coming. Great throw, better catch that time by Hartgrove. And a chance for the Pioneers to expand their lead here with the extra point from Tolgizi. And a chance to make it 20-0. And the kick is on the way, and it is good.
Kick is up and good. Fans, be sure to like Stonehill Athletics on
Chris, I'll give you, Jim, I'll give you one more chance to say anything you'd like about. You are so involved in so many things, whether it's the student athlete advisory committee, the ROTC, the hockey team. Give you one more chance to say whatever it is you'd like to say about any of those programs as you still have 2 more years here on campus.
Yes, sir. And you know what? If any of our students are listening to this, I would encourage anyone to branch out and to stick their nose out there. And a lot of doors can open on a whim. And there's an incredible community that embraces every aspect of Stonehill. And I've seen that firsthand. And you know what? It's an incredible place to be. And you know, it's amazing. It's as amazing as you make it. And we've had a great experience here so far, and I'm extremely honored to be here.
Graduate in 2 years, 5 years from your graduation. Where would you like to be in the perfect world?
Yes, sir. Well, ideally, I'd be somewhere within the military, working my way toward an infantry unit, hopefully with the 75th Ranger Regiment. But you know what? We'll see at that time. I'm happy with my path that I'm on, and I'm happy to embrace change as it comes. So we will see.
Well, you're a class act. It's been a pleasure to chat with you. I'll let you head out.
Thank you so much.
James Varney from Smithfield, Maine.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
I don't think I've ever met you. You're my first friend from Smithfield, Maine.
Well, welcome to the pack. Hey, thank you so much. Go
All right,
Skyhawks.
thank you.